What's going on? What's going on, guys? I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Tonight's live stream is not going to be too long, but it's actually something that I think it's really important to talk about, not from a like building muscle type of aspect in fitness, but more of just like lifestyle, health. Are we taking care of ourselves? We're going to be discussing what's up, Alex? We're going to be discussing stress. What does it do to the body? Like, how do we deal with it? And like, why is it important to know, like, when we are in a prolonged stressed state? I think nowadays it's it's something that people people know, like, hey, I'm stressed, but it's kind of like just common, where it's to the point where it's like just like a daily occurrence, like, hey, this is normal for me to be stressed. It's just like that's how you live life, to be constantly in this state of like anxiety, high blood pressure, heart rate's always going, and just used to it. And I think it's big, it's a big deal with life. It's money, job. Even people think like fitness, exercise is a form of stress to them. And yes, it could be a good form of stress in the sense that you're pushing your body, but a lot of people, they get stressed about going to the gym. Am I doing enough? Am I giving it my all? I'm not seeing results, and like it's an increased stress level. So let's talk a little bit about it tonight. We're not going to go super in depth with all of the hormones and all that, but we're going to do a brief overview of kind of what it does to the body and how should we deal with it. Pretty much plain and simple there. But let's break it down. Stress in the simplest form is that state of fight or flight type thing. And I think when we say it that way, we'll say like, well, Jared, I don't feel like I'm about to fight somebody, or I don't feel like I need to run away. And true, but there are other things that happen within our bodies when that reaction happens. So our hypothalamus in our brain, right, will release adrenaline and cortisol into our bloodstream when we get in this stressed type of mindset, like when we are feeling stressed, right? And that in itself is not a bad thing, but when that's in a prolonged state where that goes on for an hour, the whole day, the whole week, man, sometimes for some of us, the whole month, our body's constantly releasing adrenaline and cortisol because we're in a stressed state. And that's where things can, take a turn. One big thing that a lot of people see when they're stressed all the time is increased depression, right? I think we've all faced even a little bit of that before, but being just stressed with work, life, a lot of things can lead to depression. Headaches are another big thing that stress can lead to. You're constantly feeling like you just always have a headache and you're popping that Tylenol. Maybe take a look at like, am I stressed? Is something going on? Insomnia is a good one too. There's actually a lot of clients I speak with that deal with insomnia. I've personally never dealt with it. But when I was researching and reading a lot about this topic, because it interests me and I've dealt with stress in my own ways, that insomnia can be due to stress, just a stressful life. Let's see. High blood sugar. We'll just go through some of this. Rapid breathing, stomach ache is a good one. When we're stressed, it can affect how our digestive system works. And we'll go over a little bit more into that slightly, but just know, like, if you're constantly dealing with stomach aches, that could be a sign of just being in a prolonged state of stress. Let's kind of talk about this though. When our body releases this cortisol, it can actually lead to it makes sugar rush into our bloodstream, right, to activate our muscles and all that stuff. And what our muscles will do is they'll tighten up when we're stressed. And if we're stressed for such a long time, that could lead to a lot of pain because our muscles are always tight. So when we have neck or back pain, that could be a sign of just being in a stressed state for a long time. So you can kind of see where, yeah, it's normal to be stressed, But when it's constant all the time, it leads to a lot of issues. And so a lot of people who come to me saying like, man, like I think I'm just working out so hard because my back is just always tight, my neck is always tight. That may not really be the case, you know. You might just be stressed. So just know that that's a big part in being healthy. Is like, you want to be able to work out and exercise, but a lot of the pain you might be dealing with may not be due to the exercise itself, but you know, just your stress state, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does for you guys. So actually I want to read this. Stress hormones will weaken your immune system and reduce your body's response to foreign invaders. Okay, I just highlighted that sentence for this because, let me turn this music down, it's a little loud in my ears here, hold on. Because with it being cold and with all this stuff going on in the world of people getting the flu and corona, I'm not saying like you'll get corona because you're stressed, but when we're constantly in that state for a really long time, you know, our immune system can suffer. How much, you know, we don't know. But a lot of people who fight depression and are constantly feeling like anxious, you know, they usually will get sick. You know, I don't know if y'all have noticed that, but they will, and that could be due to this as well. So yeah, let's go to, hold on, I got this. So when we're stressed, now this is the biggest thing when it comes to just the fitness aspect. Stress can impede on our results from the gym, and I don't want this live stream to be mostly about like, man, like I'm not losing weight, or man, I'm not seeing my gains in the gym. I really want to look at this from like just a health overview. Like, am I healthy? Am I living a good life? Like, how am I feeling? How's my mental state? All of that into one. But I do want to talk about weight loss. So, because a lot of people, like, especially right now at the beginning of the new year, you know, a lot of people just are focusing on losing weight, which is great. Happy for y'all. And I think that's a good goal to start off the new year with, is, hey, let's lose a few pounds, because we probably gained that during Christmas, right? But being stressed can also kind of cue our body, because it uses sugar during that whole stressful state to kind of eat more sugar. And I don't want to go too much into all the chemicals and all that stuff, but just know that when we're stressed, and once we finally let go of that stress, you know, we usually are pretty hungry. You know, our body wants us to refuel on that sugar that we just used. So a lot of people will start just throwing like cookies or crackers or whatever they can get their hands on right after they're done with their anxiety and whatever else they're dealing with. Now, I'm not saying that in itself will make you fat, just being stressed and having a couple cookies. But when this is a common occurrence, when you're dealing with this on a daily basis, and you're like, man, I'm always stinking starving. Well, it could be because you're stressed all day. When you get home and you're finally able to relax, you just shove down food, right? So let's just say like you're one of those people that you never cheat, you never eat bad foods, you never eat cookies, but you're still not seeing any weight loss, and you are stressed on a daily basis. Cortisol, the chemical that your hypothalamus in your brain releases during stress, will slow down your metabolism over time if you're in that constant state. So right then and there, that can make, you know, an issue with your weight loss. And again, this isn't all about weight loss, but it's a fact that, you know, you could be on a calorie deficit, you could be doing all the right things, but if you're not getting your sleep, you're constantly stressed, and you're constantly dealing with anxiety, it could impede on seeing those weight loss goals actually happen, right? So these are things that we just need to think about. And I did want to look up, you know, when I dealt with stress on my own, there were some ways that I coped, but I really wanted to research off like WebMD and stuff, like what are like the best ways to cope with stress. And yes, it's very simple, but I think a lot of us could do this and see a lot of good results. The first thing I really want to talk about that was pointed out to me as a big, like, yeah, let's do this, is just slow things down. In our life, I mean, I know so many of you guys, 8 o'clock you're at work, 12 o'clock you eat lunch for 10 minutes, 12:15, you're back at work. You get off at 4. You got to go to the, the grocery store, get home, got to cook dinner, then you got to do this, got to do that. And you just have no time. I really, really want to push you guys 5 to 10 minutes each day. Just slow things down, take time for yourself. This could be just sitting in your car. For me, what I would do, I would just think about like, what are the good things that have happened today? What are the good things that are happening in my life? And just think about those things for 5 to 10 minutes between my sessions at the gym. That can make a massive, massive difference. Taking breaks, I think this is a good one too. Yes, it's kind of like slowing down, but taking break, like I think like listening to soft music or prayer, or just spending time outside, taking a walk. These are really, really good ideas if you're just constantly like, I'm never doing anything right, I have so much to get done. Actually get out and about, get outside. And listening to music has shown to really, really help out with this kind of stuff. Chill music, not that like hard, heavy metal stuff. Let's not be doing that. Make time for your hobbies. This is a big one. Like, let's not count exercise as a hobby for you right now, even though I think that could be like your hobby. Hobbies such as like reading, knitting, I put down art, even golf, watching a movie could be a hobby of yours. It's important, maybe not every day, but once or twice a week, take time to do something for yourself that you really enjoy doing. This will help with those stress levels. This will help with you coping with all that's going on in the world and in life and at work right now. And then last but least, and this is kind of like why I want to be here, is talk about your problems. Not everyone's going to be able to give you solutions to your problems, but I think there's a lot of good that can come from just talking to someone about why you're stressed, what's going on. This is how I've been feeling. This is what I'm dealing with. And just kind of getting it out there will help you cope with that. Because stress has a lot of impact on your body as a whole. So, like I said, those are the top ways I would deal with it. But I think it's big to know, especially in the world right now, with money kind of being an issue for a lot of us, with work. Maybe we lost our job, maybe we got a new job, maybe we're like in a totally different field. A lot of things. I think it's very, very important that we find the ways that help us cope with these situations, because not just from, I'm trying to lose weight, but as a health perspective as a whole, stress can really, really impact you long term if you let it. Not just with weight loss, but a lot of these things can hurt you, right? I've actually known a couple of clients, not recently, but that have actually developed type 2 diabetes just because their blood sugar was so high. And those clients of mine were just constantly stressed, and they were so used to it. It was like normal for them. Like if they woke up and they weren't stressed, it was weird, And I think a lot of us understand that. We get that. So really, really think about this. Stress is nothing to be played around with. The world will tell you, be tough, fight it out. But like, if you're dealing with this on a daily basis, or just for a prolonged period of time, 2 or 3 hours, 3 times a week, like really think about, how can I cope with this? How can I get this out of my life? Because this will in the end hurt me if I just let it become part of my daily routine. So this was just a subject that I felt impacted to talk to you guys about. Me and Ray actually talked about this the other day to each other, about how, it's easy to get stressed, and when we allow it just to become part of our lives, it can create a lot of issues. And I thought, man, this actually is big for all of us. The clients who come to the gym, you guys just sitting at home dealing with this. So just know that a lot of your issues that you might deal with, like muscle pain, headaches, stomach aches, digestive issues like constipation, right? All this could 100% be related to how much stress you are dealing with on a daily basis. So look into that. Do you guys have any questions over any of that? If not, that's totally fine. I wanted to, like I said, I wanted this to be just a quicker type of live stream tonight. Really, really dig into what makes you happy. Make time for yourself. Find a hobby you enjoy. Don't let fitness and exercise become part of, make it something that adds stress to your life. There's actually a few of you that I know that you make the gym stressful, and I want it to be a place where you help get rid of stress. You know, that's what it's there for. So definitely make sure not to let the gym become part of your stress. Also, I got a new little webcam here. I'm gonna show you guys. Lola's not in here with me. I don't know where she is, but I figured when she's in here sometimes, we'll have her just chill out right here, right? Have her hang out and you guys can see her. And you got my cool little keyboard that lights up. Makes me legit, you know? But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here tonight. I am going to stay on just for a little bit longer, just in case anybody does have questions. I just kind of want to chill out, relax. But I love you guys. Thanks for always joining these live streams. If you're watching this at a later time, thank you. I really want you guys, don't worry about liking the video if you liked it or not. I mean, I would like for you to like it, but you don't have to. But I really would like to hear from y'all. Comments on this live streams. You know, I want to add things to this. Maybe like workout routines, or who knows, but I really want your comments on what you like, what you don't like, what you want to hear about. We have a lot of good stuff coming, a lot of good topics these next couple weeks, and like I said, we'll be doing some giveaways, not next week, but here in a little bit we'll be doing some giveaways, so be on the lookout for that. But don't let the word stress, that's not small. It could be a very big deal and cause a lot of issues. And with a lot of stuff going on nowadays, I think it's important. I think it's important to talk about. I think it's important to understand when you're going through a lot of stress and to deal with it. Don't let it just sit there and fester up, bottle up, and right. Me personally, when I was stressed a couple years back, I guess 3 years back, I actually just never ate. You know, my stomach always hurt to the point where I just didn't want to eat. And I think that's actually how I lost a lot of weight. Not in a good way, but my stomach would just constantly feel like there's a boulder in it from all the anxiety and stress. And I never ate food. You know, I would go 9-10 hours and just not eat. And when I did eat, it was very small. And so I felt weak. I felt tired. And, you know, that's just all due to one thing. You know, it's all due to just dealing with stress and just not dealing with stress, right? All right. Well, I guess we'll call it there, friends. Unless anybody's got a question. If you do, shoot it over to me right now. Right now. Ooh, and also, look at the color coordination on this. Look at me. First time ever. My wife's an interior designer, or a designer. She's both. She's all of it. She's great. And look at this. She always matches. Kind of rubbing off on me. I like it. If you're dealing with stress, if you know me, if you don't know me, if you come to the gym, you don't come to the gym, always feel free. You can reach out. Talk to somebody. Find a hobby. Take a break. Slow things down. Okay? 5 to 10 minutes a day. Think about the positives in life. What you can and cannot control. Ooh, that's a big one right there. I love you guys. Have an awesome Sunday night. For those of you that I see in the morning, big upper body day. I'm excited about it. I'll see y'all at 7 a.m. I love you guys. Again, like the video if you want, if you did like it. Leave a comment, please.